I'm your host, BrightLearn, and today we have a truly eye-opening conversation lined up for you. We're going to explore the groundbreaking insights of Dr. Michael Nehls, author of the thought-provoking book, The Indoctrinated Brain. This interview is a must-listen for anyone interested in understanding the forces that shape our minds and the steps we can take to protect our cognitive well-being. Now, before we jump into the details, let me set the stage. Nehls is not just any author. He's a former immunologist who has turned his attention to the intricate workings of the human brain. His research reveals a chilling blueprint of how globalist forces are attempting to manipulate our neurology. Yes, you heard that right. Our brains are under siege, and Nehls is here to explain how and why. Nehls began by sharing his background in immunology, where he discovered a molecule crucial for the adaptive immune system. But he didn't stop there. He transitioned to studying the mental immune system, which is essentially our brain's ability to think, memorize, and maintain our individuality. He emphasized that Alzheimer's is not a natural part of aging, but a result of our modern lifestyle, particularly the deficiencies and toxins we're exposed to. One of the most alarming revelations from the interview was the role of vitamin D deficiency. Nehls explained that a lack of vitamin D not only weakens our physical immune system, but also makes us vulnerable to cognitive decline. He pointed out that the experimental vaccination programs rolled out in recent years were partly possible because of widespread vitamin D deficiency. This deficiency, he argues, is a significant factor in the rise of Alzheimer's cases. But the interview didn't just stop at vitamin D. Nehls delved into the importance of the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. He described it as the autobiographical memory center, crucial for storing our personal experiences and maintaining our sense of self. Without it, we would lose the ability to remember anything new, leading to a loss of individuality. Nehls also highlighted the role of neurogenesis, the process by which new neurons are formed in the brain. He explained that the hippocampus is one of the few areas where this process continues throughout our lives. This is why activities like solving puzzles or learning new skills are so important. They stimulate neurogenesis and keep our brains healthy. But here's where things get even more interesting. Nehls discussed how emotions play a critical role in memory formation. Strong emotional events create a stronger imprint on our neural networks, which is why we remember them so vividly. This is also why fear-mongering is such an effective tool for manipulation. By inducing fear, those in power can ensure that their narratives are imprinted in our minds. Nehls further explained that psychological resilience is closely tied to the production of new neurons in the hippocampus. When we lack resilience, we become more susceptible to depression and anxiety. This is why the lockdowns and social isolation measures had such a devastating impact on mental health. They disrupted the very processes that keep our brains healthy. The conversation then shifted to the impact of technology on our brains. Nehls pointed out that while we're amazed by the neural networks in AI, we often forget about the neural networks in our own brains. He warned that relying too heavily on technology, like GPS systems, can impair our ability to memorize and navigate the world around us. This is because we're not engaging the parts of our brain that are crucial for memory and spatial awareness. Nehls also touched on the concept of ego depletion, the idea that our mental energy is a finite resource. When we exhaust this resource, we become less capable of critical thinking and more prone to accepting harmful narratives. This is why it's so important to recharge and engage in activities that stimulate neurogenesis, like physical exercise, social interaction, and getting enough sleep. The interview took a sobering turn as Nehls discussed the implications of his findings. He argued that the globalist agenda is not just about controlling information, but about installing a new operating system in our brains. This system is designed to suppress individuality and critical thinking, making us more compliant and easier to control. Nehls emphasized that the key to resisting this assault on our neurology is understanding the mechanisms at play. He urged listeners to prioritize activities that promote neurogenesis and psychological resilience. He also highlighted the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle, including a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids and essential nutrients like lithium. As the interview came to a close, Nehls left us with a powerful message. The battle for our minds is real, and it's happening right now. But by educating ourselves and taking proactive steps to protect our cognitive health, we can fight back against the forces that seek to manipulate and control us. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the BrightLearn podcast. I hope you found this conversation as enlightening and empowering as I did. Don't forget to check out Nehls' book, The Indoctrinated Brain, and visit his website for more information. And remember, your hippocampus is your greatest ally. Nurture it, protect it, and let it guide you on your journey to a healthier, more resilient mind. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep learning. God bless you all.
This has been a BrightLearn.ai summary of an interview between Dr. Michael Nehls and Mike Adams on February 29, 2024. The full interview is available at brighteon.com, where you can also find podcasts and special reports by Mike Adams and other creators. Visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage of this interview and breaking news on critical stories that will keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.